Hey everybody, Brandon from the sAs, the Snack Food Appreciation Society, and I am here with Dr. Jeff Smith for the first round of the Hostess HoDown. It's called the Hostess HoDown because, of course, Hostess has returned. It has risen from the ashes, been resurrected as Hostess Brands out of Kansas City, Missouri. The Twinkie is back. You already saw I reviewed the new Twinkie about 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was a week ago, I'm not really sure. But one thing I learned about Twinkies and looking at the ingredients is it has beef fat in it. So if you're a vegetarian, stay away. You don't want to eat the beef fat. But we are here to take a look at the knockoffs division of the Hostess HoDown. Basically, you have, first of all, from Tucker, Georgia, you've got Mrs. Freshley's Dreamies, at one time called Cream Fingers. They have a brand new recipe and have been rebranded, which is weird because they've been rebranded as the same name as the Tasty Cake Dreamies. Tasty Cake out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which of course is a legend in the Philadelphia area. I love the butterscotch crimpets, by the way.
Tasty with a K, all rights reserved.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. And somehow these are new as well, even though I think they've been around for a while. Maybe they rebranded them as well. The Dreamies on both sides have similar fonts, but not exactly the same. You got a capital D on the Tasty Cake and a lowercase d on the Mrs. Freshley, but that's all minutia. The third contender in the knockoffs division is the Little Debbie Cloud Cake. Terminator Tony T is a big fan of the Little Debbie Cloud Cake, brings them to work frequently. 99 cents. It's probably the best price of these options so far because I think the Tasty Cake was $1.69. I don't know how much the Mrs. Freshley's is. Mrs. Freshley's is often found in places like gas stations and truck stops and other ghetto places in this area. Apparently it's a southern thing. I don't know, where it came from, but I've seen them, around, especially since Hostess went away. They have kind of tried to fill a little bit of that niche. And it's funny because I've seen in grocery stores how all of a sudden there's these big Intamin's displays and these big Little Debbie's displays and Tasty Cake where Hostess used to be.
An end cap, if you will.
An end cap, you didn't used to see all of that. These other brands used to be kind of hidden away and Hostess took prevalence over them, but not anymore. I think they have equal footing at this point. In fact, I see a lot less Hostess, maybe because it's selling quickly, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and try all three of these. Go ahead and try to get one of these Dreamies out of here. I'm going to have to, they're very moist. I might have to pull the whole pack out and separate it, but whatever. Alright, here we go. This is a Mrs. Freshley's Dreamy. Now, one thing you'll notice right away, right off the bat, is it's got weird holes in the top.
Faulty construction, if you will.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's all that well put together. It does have the typical holes in the bottom in which to inject the creamy white junk, but it's not finished looking on the bottom either. Although I guess it's because some of it got left on the card inside the package. I can't fault it all with that. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 injection points for the creamy white junk. Then you've got the Cloud Cake, which actually seems like it's a little darker looking than the Mrs. Freshley Dreamy. Actually reminds me more of a Twinkie just looking at it right off the bat. It's also sticking to the card as Twinkies often did. One thing conspicuously absent, you don't see the injection points as much. They're there. There's only 3 of them, but they are a little less conspicuous looking.
A much more quality looking product overall, though.
Yeah, much better put together.
It's a side-by-side comparison.
Much more golden. And these are supposed to be golden sponge cake, not kind of
golden brown and appetizing.
Jaundice sponge cake.
This looks like it's kind of going out of date. Like it's getting a little stale.
Hepatitis sponge cake.
Oh yes.
All right. So
it's got the real bad AIDS.
The real bad AIDS has been contracted by Mrs. Freshley's. Watch out. All right. So the third one is falling apart as I pull it off here. This is the Tasty Cake Dreamy, and like I said, it's falling apart. Looking at the bottom side, it's also got several weird points of insertion for the creamy white junk. 1, 2, 3, and 4 of them. Most of the backing or bottom came off on the card. It looks a lot like this other one, so maybe that's why they're both called Dreamies. Maybe Tasty Cake and Mrs. Freshley's are actually
the same.
No, I don't think they're the same company, but maybe they're outsourcing these things and having them brought in rather than actually making them themselves. Maybe somebody from Tasty Cake or Mrs. Freshley's can tell us I don't know. I get comments from guys that work at Pizza Hut all the time. Maybe somebody works at them too. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this into thirds because Will is on camera and he will be tasting with us as well.
Right, perfect pause point.
Okay, so we're back here on the Hostess Hoedown, Mrs. Freshley's versus Little Debbie's versus Tasty Cake in the knockoff division, not the knockout division like you see on TNA Wrestling, but but the knockoff division in the Twinkies Championship round. Actually, we'll see that later on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a Mrs. Freshley's. We've cut these into thirds so we can each try one. As we were saying, the Mrs. Freshley's kind of jaundiced, missing part of the bottom.
The cake has a good firmness to it.
Yeah.
A good spongy feel.
But taking a look here, look, there's not a lot of cream going on. They
Yeah,
really...
the cream to cake ratio is very... Mine only has it like on one side. The other half is like nothing. It seems very lackluster cream distribution.
Yeah, it's like they kind of really jammed that creamy white junk injector deep in there and kind of let a little bit go instead of the whole thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and taste out Mrs. Freshley's and see what
Freshley's.
The cake doesn't taste like much.
No. It's there, but it's kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
Not very moist.
No.
And very little. My piece at least has very little cream to it.
Yeah, there's hardly any cream
It's
in there.
it's like 90% cake, 10% cream.
Jeff has a very strange look on his face.
Yeah. Very lackluster.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed. And also, regularly I would say not what I think of when I think of a Twinkie.
No.
It's not impressive. Not as impressive as Sharknado.
It is so dry. Holy crap.
Yeah. I need a chaser after that.
Mm-hmm.
Cloud cakes have to be better. I mean, they're Little Debbie.
I mean,
Little Debbie is a... Mrs. Freshley's, I wouldn't expect... Yeah, that was disappointing.
Of course, Little Debbie made by McKee Foods. It was named after the McKee's daughter, Debbie, back in, oh God, what year was that? I'm cheating here. The 60s.
Cheat.
60s. Anyway, go ahead. Let's pick up one of these Little Debbie's. As we noted before, they're dark, a little bit darker than the Mrs. Fresh's and the Tasty Cake. I've had these a couple times before since the other ones went out of business. Another thing is, I don't think I got any cream in mine.
I'm not seeing any either, but maybe it's injected so well in the center.
Maybe.
I'm not seeing any on either end. Yeah.
That's very strange. Who has the centerpiece?
I have the centerpiece.
You have the centerpiece?
And
Okay.
look,
Yeah,
both
there's not
ends
much
like
going on
nothing,
there.
but
Oh, well, there's a little
Let's
something on
see.
the inside.
I squeezed
it
mine.
might be injected.
Oh,
Let's
there's
see.
a little bit in there. All right.
If I tear my... And there you go, right in the center.
Okay.
Plenty of cream, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, huh.
That's dry too. Not as dry.
There's more of a lemon taste on these. Much more of a lemon cake flavor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a lot better tasting than that one. The Dreamies.
You taste the cake.
Mm-hmm.
Not like tasty cake, but you taste the cake.
Not as dry. Not as dry. Cloud cake, definitely much better. It's very much like a lemon cake kind of flavor to it. Yeah, I don't need like to wash it down afterwards. The damn Mr. Freshley's were just like eating a bag of salt.
Yeah.
Big old bag of like hay or something.
Yeah, they're really dry.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we're down to the Tasty Cake Dreamy.
Tasty cake with a K, all rights reserved.
Absolutely. All right, mine's falling apart, but a lot more cream in there. I can already tell. Maybe because mine's falling apart, but
Nah, I don't got
Alright.
Mine too. Both ends. This seems to have the most cream of the three on appearance.
this smells like a Twinkie.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's very soft.
I think the cake is the best on this one in terms of the texture.
This is so of these three, I would describe this as the closest to tasting like a Twinkie. And when I think Twinkie, I'm thinking this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That
looks
Wild
like a
Hank was
Twinkie.
close, but it didn't taste like a Twinkie, but it tasted good. It was just different.
I
More of a
agree.
lemon cake feel.
I agree. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that the Tasty Cake Twinkie rather is the winner in my eyes.
Best impersonator of a Twinkie.
What do you think, Jeff?
I like it.
Which one do you think's the best?
I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty cake. than the cloud cake.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
one,
agree.
unless you're very very high, that's the only time you should eat the Dreamies.
I don't know anything about it.
I said very high.
Mrs. Freshley's is definitely very lacking.
Yeah, very lacking.
Mrs. Freshley's, there's no really pluses to it.
Or fresh.
No.
That's a misnomer.
No.
Yeah, it looks
Those Dreamies are no good. The cloud cake is like, it's good, but it's not the best fake Twinkie. It's like more of a lemon cake with cream in it, but it's good. It's good in its own way.
Yes.
That's sort of like a fake Twinkie. The tasty cake with a K, Dreamy, is the clear winner.
Yeah, it's kind of
the
like
three.
kind of like the ugly duckling. You know, it sort of has matured and become
Yeah,
something
of
nice.
the three, presentation-wise, the cloud cake looks the most appetizing.
Absolutely.
That golden brown color on the cloud cake is definitely the winner. If you're just going on eyeballing it.
So this one, there's no actual rating going on here because we're just going one versus the other versus the other. So basically, we all agree,
Yes.
not anonymously, but unanimously, that the Tasty Cake Dreamy wins over
Yes.
both the Mrs. Freshley Dreamy and the Little Debbie Cloud Cake.
But it leaves the $1 million question. Which of them will compete against and be able to topple the Hostess Twinkie? When they're up against the real McCoy,
The grand
what
champion.
happens? And what would happen in a blind taste test?
I don't know. And what if there was an ace in the hole?
An ace in the hole, a mystery opponent, something rising from the deep, returning from the ashes like a phoenix.
A Leviathan.
What possibly could you mean?
I have no idea, but we're going to find out in part 2 of the Hostess HoDown Championship Tournament. Coming up soon here on the sAs. So, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the sAs on YouTube. We are growing worldwide. We have members in England, in Canada, a dude who's Brazilian. We got another dude who's Muslim. A lot of people in the sAs. We're all very, very friendly. We get along really well. No trolls allowed. Also, so click in the description down below if you want to join us. Everybody should join us. The whole world should join us. Also, follow me on Twitter at Brandon Reich SAS. It's somewhere right around here on the screen right now if you look really hard. You can follow Will at Will Mahoney. Will Mahoney.
Right.
So, and at Count Duckula is Mr. Dr. Jeff Smith's Twitter handle.
Get on the twatter.
Get on the twatter.
Get on the Twitter.
Twitter machine.
Follow us all and be amazed. But with that being said, we'll see you at the next episode of the Hostess HoDown Championship. In the meantime, in between time, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya, Pally.
No cowboy fans allowed.
All right.